The United stand. Ed Woodward may still want Pochettino as Manchester United manager and is still considered to be the favourite for the job, even if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was to take us to a Champions League final. This is the latest reports with regards to Manchester United. A very, very, very interesting report. I think the international break always does throw up information, and I did predict this a couple of weeks ago. Look, I joked on Twitter this morning that if Ed Woodward was to give Pochettino the job, he should move his office from central London to central Alaska, keep it secret, and never, ever, ever, ever appear near Old Trafford again, because he won't come back from this. Because that's the sort of... that's what we're like as fans, aren't we? We get very passionate. We get very, focused on what we want. Give Ollie the job now. And to be honest with you, I'm there with the flag as well. But I must admit, looking at it this morning with a little bit of a pragmatic head on it, and I'm looking at the live comments there, and there's a lot of people going in on Ed Woodward. There's a lot of people saying, well, Pochettino's done a great job at United. But you know what? What comes to my head, I don't really care about what's in the press, and I'll talk about that in a minute. What I actually think is, what did I say at the very start when we got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and he started doing well? Why give him the job before May? I know it's the temptation from all of us now. He beat PSG. Oh, he's done a great job. Give him the job now. But actually, the common sense business decision, and we're not common sense business people. We love this club. We're passion mongers. That's what we are. That's what we're meant to be. But looking at it as a business, why would you not wait till May? You do not have to give him the job now. We all want him to get the job now. I want him to get the job now. But actually, they should wait till May, because the article was in the Telegraph, by the way. A few people asking about that. And the sports writer in the Telegraph, it's their chief sports writer. I forget their name. I'm sorry about that. But they said, regardless of whether Manchester United had lost at the weekend that they did or they'd won 4-0, this article still would have gone out. The reality is that Pochettino has been the favourite for the Manchester United job for a long time. They like Pochettino, they want Pochettino, and even if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won in the Champions League, that still might not be enough for them to move away from Pochettino. There's a plan in place with Pochettino. So, look, it's an article in a newspaper. It might be true, it might not be. But what we have heard consistently around Ed Woodward and Pochettino is, and I don't have a problem with this, everyone's got a choice to make, is that that Woodward has and does want Pochettino and has wanted him for a long time. Of course, I think he's been swayed over the last few months by Solskjaer. Why wouldn't he be? But I think the plan was always Pochettino. And it's at what point that plan has changed from Pochettino, and it's at what point that plan should change from Pochettino. So it's going to be interesting. I still believe that Solskjaer's got the job. I still think that he's the right man for the job, and I would give him the job tomorrow. But I'm not going to be critical of Manchester United if they're going to wait till May. Because, as a fan, I want them to give him the job now. But what ifs? Look, we spoke about it on the show last night. If you've not seen the Sunday night show, brilliant show with me and Adam and everyone getting involved in the comments. But is it unrealistic to say United will get knocked out by Barcelona and United will lose a couple of games and miss out on top four? It isn't. That is a realistic possibility. It's also a realistic possibility that we could get to the semi-final or the final of the Champions League and secure top four, which is great. We're into fine margins. We are into those fine margins. Now, if we get knocked out of the quarterfinals of the Champions League and we don't make top four, that's not a great season for Manchester United. It's not Ollie's fault, but it's not a great season. And from the position we're in now, should we be saying, well, actually, Ollie's done great getting us where we are, but from this position now, international break, take stock, we've had a hectic 3 months, international break, where we are now, is it enough in May to say, well, he did a great job, we didn't get top four? Or should we be saying, actually, from this situation, we should get top four? Now, I hadn't thought about it like that. Somebody said that to me this morning. How long are United fans going to live off this brilliant job that Solskjaer's done? Or do you actually stop and take stock and go, actually, he's done a great job, but from this point, he's got to get top four? I don't know. Part of me still thinks it was Mission Impossible back in December. But look, I think it creates a very interesting debate point. I want to get you lot in the comments. I want to get you on the live comments as well. What scenario does Ed Woodward appointing Pochettino become acceptable? Is it acceptable if United flunk over the next 6 weeks and he decides he wants Pochettino? Is it acceptable if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets us top four and we get knocked out by Barcelona in the Champions League? Should Pochettino get the job then? Is it acceptable if we win the Champions League and Pochettino still gets the job? I would say no to that. I would say Pochettino getting the job if Ole gets top 4. I would say no, that's not right still. If we don't get top 4 and we get knocked out by Barcelona and we go for Pochettino, there's still a massive part of me that thinks Solskjaer should get the job. And the reason for that is this. I think Solskjaer gets what the club's all about. Solskjaer plays the way that we want to play. And Solskjaer is the sort of man I want to be in charge of Manchester United. And most important of all, Solskjaer is our Pochettino. We found this man. He's played for our club. He's managed Mulder and Cardiff. So what? He's come to Manchester United. He showed great potential. He can be our Pochettino. Look, I don't want to take anything away from Pochettino. What he's done at Southampton and Spurs especially are fantastic. I think, as I said a few weeks ago, at half-time against Dortmund at Wembley, I thought what he did in the second half tactically was amazing. He's a very, very good manager, and I don't want to disrespect that. But I just feel that Solskjaer's the right man for Manchester United. And does it concern me that Pochettino is potentially still a favourite for the job? Not really. I think in many ways we're spoiled. We've got a great situation here that we didn't have with Sir Alex Ferguson when we had to appoint David Moyes, for God's sake. And David Moyes, 6 years later, is still saying the plane had been booked for Bale. So fucking what? He didn't come to Manchester United. You didn't get Tony Kroos. You didn't get Bale. You bought Fellaini. Shut up and stop talking about Manchester United. You never should have got the job. But that was the problem when Sir Alex Ferguson retired. It caught the club on the hop that everybody'd gone somewhere else. Like, I think Pep was at Bayern then, or going to Bayern. You know, even Klopp was, I think he'd already gone to Liverpool or was going to Liverpool. There wasn't anybody available, and we ended up with Moyes. We're in a different situation this time. We've been totally ambushed by the brilliance of Solskjaer, and I think many of us want him to get the job. But Pochettino is gettable. Obviously, Zidane's gone back to Real Madrid now, but there are other managers out there. You could pull somebody from another club. So we're in a great, great situation. But it's a difficult situation, I suppose. I just thought the article this morning was very, very interesting. There's been a lot of rumours around United for a long, long time, way back to like December time, that Woodward wants Pochettino. I felt that probably isn't the case at the moment, and I still think that's not the case. I think this is just a paper story that maybe is mixing facts. I don't think personally Woodward's thinking about getting Pochettino anymore. I think he's looking at Solskjaer, but I think that could change in 6 weeks' time. And I think that's the interesting thing I find out about this, is that would you still give Solskjaer the job now, or would you wait until May? Still intending to give him the job, but just giving yourself that buffer that if it does all go tits up in the next six weeks, you can just go, right, okay, I've not committed to it. We might have to look somewhere else and have a long, hard think about this. That's the thing that I hadn't really thought about, but I do think makes sense now. That let's just wait till May. Yes, we're thinking we're going to give Solskjaer the job, but 3 months ago, Pochettino was the favourite and Solskjaer wasn't getting the job. 3 months later, Solskjaer's the favourite, Pochettino's not getting the job. Let's just wait another month and a half and make sure about this. So that makes sense to me as a business point. Obviously, as a football fan, I want Solskjaer, so give him the job. That's how I feel about it. Give it to Poch, says That Gamer TV. We should have gone Van Gaal another chance with a lot of money, says Mr. Best. No, I disagree with that, to be honest. Pochettino is better long-term than Ole, says Busher TV. And we need to stop making rash decisions, says Surash Kumar. I think there's a lot of proof. There's a lot of proof in that pudding. And I think the most important thing is that this conversation is not about losing to Wolves. That can happen. It's not about losing to Arsenal. That can happen. It's about making the right decision, and I think the club have to do that, because what I said last night and still remains is that when it comes to interim managers, I have confidence that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will break the mould and be successful. But if you look through every interim manager, and it's always Di Matteo and Sherwood who get mentioned, but there are others, they all fail. They all do well for a bit of time and then they all fail. And I think that is something that we must also be wary of, but not clouded by. I would hate Woodward to be thinking, wow, look what happened with Di Matteo. I'm not giving Solskjaer the job, I'm giving it to Pochettino. That would be a mistake, because the moulds are there to be broken, and what Solskjaer's doing at Manchester United is very different to what Di Matteo did. I remember Di Matteo at Chelsea. He came in towards the end of the season and they won the Champions League, and then the next season he got sacked. But Chelsea are a very, very different club to Manchester United. And what actually happened with Di Matteo was that was player power. That was Terry. That was Lampard. They got that team up. And then in the next season, Di Matteo was exposed like he was when he went to West Brom. This is difficult. This is different. Solskjaer's picked this team up. Solskjaer's got rid of Fellaini. Solskjaer's got Martial to stay. Solskjaer's got the respect of those players and they're playing for him. It's a very different situation to the Di Matteo one. And I believe Solskjaer can do the job. So my only concern again would be, I'm talking about this as a fan who loves the club. You're talking about it as fans who love the club. Has Ed Woodward got the love for the club and the football knowledge to understand that Solskjaer is not going to be another interim manager that fails, that actually we're all excited about it because we can see a process, we can see a vision, and we can see patience. He may be blinded by the fact, well, Pochettino's a big name manager, he's going to be great here. But I think it would cause a lot of problems. I think even if we missed out on top four and they gave it to Pochettino, there would still be a large swathe of our fan base pissed off. I think if we got top four and they give it to Pochettino, you've got rebellion on your hands. So it's a big decision and they've got to make it right. We've got to make a right decision on it. Ollie even knows the people. Even Carrick was talking about it, coming on about how he must be given the job. Poch out, Ollie in, says Angelic, and it's starting to feel like Ollie's team, says Tom Brownbridge. I say we sack the flip-flop fans, says Dean M. You need the flip-flop fans, they make it more interesting. And no manager will dominate or be consistent season after season with Glazers as owners. They will never put enough money into our club, says Gingerbread Gamer. Ollie's gone after Messi is finished with you guys, says Mohammed. Oh, fuck off. Sit down. Real Betis. Oh, bloody hell. The equivalent of Swindon Town. And Messi scored a hat-trick against them. I mean, I'm not scared of Messi. He's the best player in the world, but I'm not scared of that. Shut up. Mark, do you think Zidane was the next United manager, but because of Ollie's success, they changed their minds? Well, Warren Storr, I think that's a very, very interesting angle to look at it. I think it is a really interesting. I said back in December that I thought Zidane would get the job. And it's interesting he's gone back to Real Madrid because I think maybe the United job was there and now it's not there because of Solskjaer, so he's gone back. That's interesting. Look, if you're asking me, I think Solskjaer's going to get the job. I just think this is a very interesting article today saying that United's favourite for the job, Woodward's favourite for the job is Pochettino, and that they'll wait till May. The rumour was that Solskjaer will be announced as manager over the international break. So subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video and keep your notifications open because we could be going live on that. But no, seriously, I do believe Solskjaer's going to get the job. But I always like these sort of articles that get us thinking as a fan base, and they get us thinking. And I think, as I said, the thing that comes out to me is, yes, I want Solskjaer to get the job, but would it not be logical and sensible to just wait till May still? I still think he'll get the job in May, but what if we collapse in April and May and we've already given him the job and for whatever reason we realise Solskjaer's not the man for the job, but we've got him stuck on a 3-year contract and Pochettino's there going, I would have took the job now. That isn't a real fan opinion because as fans we're emotional and we want things to happen now, but as a business decision I still think they should probably wait till May, and that's where I would be even-handed and pragmatic. But jumping into the fan pool, I'd be like, oh, just give it Solskjaer now, he's definitely the man. Anyway, smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and remember we are live tonight at 8 o'clock with the call-in, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's a long time since we've done it, so I'm really excited to get the call-in back on the Discord. Smash a like and I'll speak to you all soon. And get your comments in below. How do you feel about this story about Pochettino? Should we wait till May? Should we still be considering Pochettino? Or should we just give Solskjaer the job now and gamble that everything's going to be great? Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon. And thanks for everyone who's joined me live. We don't normally go live this early, but I'm off out now. So I thought I'd just get it out of the way a little bit earlier. So thanks everyone for watching. Groovy.